Hi, and welcome to today's sleep story. I'm Lara, and tonight we'll go on a relaxing, sleepy journey together. Find a comfortable position, whether sitting or lying down, and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, allowing the air to fill your lungs, and exhale slowly, releasing any tension you may be holding. As you continue to breathe, let go of the worries of the day and bring your attention to the present moment. The moon hung high in the sky, casting a soft silver glow over a sleepy little village nestled in a valley. Rolling hills surrounded it like a protective embrace, their outlines smoothed by time and softened by the mist of early evening. In the distance, the quiet hum of a river echoed faintly, its melody weaving through the stillness like a lullaby. Here, in this timeless place, life moved slowly, as though the world itself were cradling like villagers in the dream. The seasons passed like pages in an old book, each one familiar yet beautiful in its own way. In a small stone cottage on the outskirts of the village, where the forests began to whisper and the meadows stretched wide under the sky, there lived a family. This is their story, the story of two siblings who didn't understand the strength of the bond they shared until life taught them what it truly meant to belong. The older of the two siblings was Leah, with her chestnut hair tied back in a loose braid and eyes that always seemed to be looking past the horizon. She was bold and unafraid, with a heart full of curiosity and a hunger for adventure. Her younger brother, Sam, was her opposite in every way. While Leah's laughter was loud and carefree, Sam's voice was quiet and steady. Where Leah loved the idea of faraway places, Sam cherished the familiar rhythms of home. The creak of the old floorboards, the smell of freshly baked bread, and the sound of rain on the rooftop. Their differences were as natural as night and day, but they often clashed. Leah, stop leaving your books on my desk, Sam would grumble. It's not your desk, Leah would fire back. It's a shared space. Their parents, kind and patient, would shake their heads with a knowing smile. One day, their mother would say, "You'll see how lucky you are to have each other." But at that moment, neither Leah nor Sam believed it. The years passed, and the bickering continued, though it changed in nature as they grew older. When Leah was 17, she announced at breakfast one crisp autumn morning that she had been accepted to university in the city. Her voice was filled with excitement, her cheeks flushed with the glow of dreams fulfilled. Sam, who was 15 at the time, frowned. "So you're just leaving us?" Leah set the fork down and turned to him, her tone defensive. "I'm not leaving. I'm moving forward. There's a difference." "You always think you're better than this place," Sam muttered, pushing his chair back from the table. Their father sighed, resting his hands on the table. "Sam, Leah's not abandoning us. She's chasing her dreams." Sam said nothing, but the hurt in his eyes was plain to see. He left the room, and Leah stared after him, torn between anger and guilt. When the day came for Leah to leave, the air was sharp with the scent of fallen trees and wood smoke. Her bag sat packed by the door, and a carriage waited to take her to the train station. Sam stood by the doorway, his arms crossed. He wanted to say something, but the words caught in his throat. Instead, he muttered, "Don't forget your books." Leah paused, looking at him with a hint of surprise. "Thanks," she said softly. But before either of them could say more, the moment passed. The carriage wheels rolled away, leaving Sam standing in the doorway, watching until his sister disappeared from sight. The city was everything Leah had dreamed of. Bustling streets, towering spires, and a constant hum of life. She threw herself into her studies, immersing herself in the world of ideas and possibilities. But amid the excitement, there were moments of quiet loneliness. Sometimes, late at night, Leah would think of home, the way the trees swayed in the wind, the sound of Sam whittling wood on the porch, the way the stars seemed to shine brighter in the village sky. Back at home, Sam continued his quiet routine. He helped his parents with the farm, repaired fences, and carved intricate wooden figures in his spare time. The house felt emptier without Leah's vibrant energy, but he told himself he didn't mind. Still, there were nights when he'd sit on the porch, looking at the horizon, wondering what his sister was doing in the city. Years passed like leaves carried on the wind. Leah and Sam grew older, their lives unfolding in separate worlds. They exchanged letters occasionally, but they were brief and polite, like notes exchanged between acquaintances rather than siblings. Then, one winter morning, Leah received a letter from Sam. The paper was slightly crumpled, the handwriting hurried. "Come home," it read. "Mum and Dad need you." Leah's heart sank. She hadn't been back to the village in years, caught up in the whirlwind of her own life. Guilt prickled at the edges of her mind as she packed her bags and boarded the train. The journey home felt long, as the cityscape gave way to fields and forests. Memories flooded Leah's mind. Childhood games, whispered secrets, and the arguments that had seemed so important at the time. When she arrived, the village looked smaller than she remembered. Snow blanketed the rooftops, and the air was still. The cottage stood just as it always had, its stone walls weathered but strong. Sam was waiting at the door. He looked older, his face lined with worry and exhaustion. "They're not well," he simply said. Leah nodded, stepping inside. In the weeks that followed, Leah and Sam worked side by side to care for their parents. At first, their movements were careful and distant, as though they were strangers relearning old routines. But as the days turned into weeks, something began to change. One evening, as they sat by the fire, Leah looked over at Sam. "Do you remember the time I dared you to climb the old oak tree by the river?" she asked, a small smile tugging at her lips. Sam chuckled, his face softening. "You mean the time I got stuck halfway up and you had to run for help?" They both laughed, the sound breaking the tension like sunlight through clouds. From then on, they began to share more memories, thoughts, and dreams. Leah spoke of the challenges she'd faced in the city, the moments of doubt and loneliness. Sam talked about his hopes of opening a carpentry shop and building something lasting. They began to see each other, not as rivals, but as partners. As spring arrived, bringing with it the scent of blooming flowers and the warmth of sunlight, their parents began to recover. But the greatest change was the bond that had formed between Leah and Sam. Leah decided to stay in the village for a while, helping Sam build his carpentry shop. Together, they transformed an old shed into a cozy space filled with tools, wood shavings, and the smell of fresh pine. Their days were filled with quiet companionship, the kind that only siblings can share. One evening, as they sat on the porch of the shop, watching the stars, Leah turned to Sam. "I used to think I had to leave to find my place in the world," she said. "But now I realize it was here all along." Sam smiled, his gaze fixed on the horizon. "I guess we both had to grow up to see it." And so, under the watchful eyes of the stars, Leah and Sam found their way back to each other. They realized that family is like a golden thread, fragile, yet unbreakable, weaving through the tapestry of their lives, holding them together even when they didn't see it. And as the night deepened, they drifted into a contented silence, their hearts full, knowing they were exactly where they were meant to be. Good night.